So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is our advisory for the following steps. If exposed, remove from the road.
Podcast for the curious mind. I don't know what that means.
Broadcasting live from a Chinese-made microphone deep within the valley of the Buffalo. I am cussing with Hussing on a very special episode with Constant Mayhem, who has the background of the year. And, it's a little bit of a dark show today. A lot of crazy stuff has happened.
Sure has.
I think we need a little sunshine in our life. No? Oh, hey.
There it is.
There.
That was
There.
a bomb-ass introduction. Thank you.
I don't know who does the rock show beforehand. It's crazy. But, I mean, sometimes it's hit or miss with them. But I thought they did good. No, I thought they did good.
I gotta say that Michael McDonald, that was pretty sick, and he came out with that quick. That has to be new.
Tom McDonald?
Oh, Tom McDonald, my bad. I was thinking of the comedian. That's my bad.
No, that's fine. Wasn't he like that? Anyway. Yeah, no, it was a good one. Of course, you got the 50 Cent.
Oh, yeah.
And I know this is going to be a hot take for everyone, but I just want to thank for what happened yesterday. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
It sucks, but it makes for good talk.
It's gotten interesting. It's gotten interesting. We thought nothing was going to happen until the RNC convention, and we were wrong. We were very wrong. What Mark won for Phantom Facts not being right on something. We were close. We were 2 days off. And there's a lot of crap going on right now, and we want to go through just what everyone knows, the very basics of the facts. Lobo Fish coming in. What is up, Phantom Facts? Thanks for streaming tonight. It's always entertaining. Glad to have you on.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And we're going to definitely post the link in the comments here so that if you want to join in and share your thoughts about what happened, that's what this show's about. We want to hear what you guys are seeing in your hometowns. So look in the comment sections there, and you're going to find a link for the show to call in. And I think we can have up to 10 at a time in the green room. So just be patient.
Oh,
hold up. That's positive outlooking. What's that called? Manifestation. That's what
Manifesting.
But even if you're the same person, call in. So that's all.
We'll just change your name every time.
Okay, so let's see here. I think how we should start it is when we're having a discussion with people of a different ideology. I think our generation is the last to understand how to properly debate. It's not name calling. It's not being dickish. But have you seen what the high schools have been encouraging? Let me show you the debate team that won, and we're going to get to the. Did they call it an assassination attempt yet? I think they just officially did.
First all-black women's team to win the Cross-Examination Debate Association's national.
So this happened this year, and now you're thinking, all right, that's awesome.
Championship.
Hell yeah, let's go, girls.
Morning, we have two of the team members here. We have Amina Ruffin and Corey Johnson, both here to talk about the major victory. Ladies, way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've made so many people proud in this area. Now we want to pick your brain a little bit as we admire your huge trophy, by the way. That's ridiculous. But I'm going to ask you first. We'll start with you, Amina. What was the topic, first of all?
The topic was restricting presidential war powers authority.
They say the nigga's always already queer. That's exactly the point. It means that the impact is not, that is an impact turn to the that it is a case turn to the affirmative because we.
All right, let's just pause there.
I heard queer and nigga. Like, that is.
All right.
I'm just quoting.
We'll play a little bit more.
We are saying that queer
Just can you imagine being like, this debate's in your town. You're like, you know what? I think I'll go watch this. It should be entertaining.
But what kind of podium is on a rubber tote, a Rubbermaid tote?
bodies are not able to survive.
Don't stereotype.
Hey, they had a lot of paperwork to bring. She's extraordinarily tall. Maybe volleyball should have been a real call.
It necessarily means that the body of the nigga is not able to survive.
We got the topic in about July, and we started doing our research then.
When the nigga sees these people.
Okay, so nope, the other one does it too. All right, so this is the new format of debate, everyone. So, when someone brags about their child being in the debate class, you just envision that.
All they're doing is getting loud. That's all that is getting loud and throwing the N-word around.
That's how you debate, obviously.
I mean, with a little bit of stutter and just really loud, and I mean, okay.
Well, and you see, the problem is these people, they don't understand yet. They're too young and emotionally driven. When they get older, they need to become like statesmen who, use measured words, and small sentences to convey big ideas. Let me give you an example of that over the past 4 years of how proper statesmen should handle a politician they disagree with, like Donald Trump.
Punch. Well, you have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
Feel like punching him.
I think I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. No, I wish we were in high school, I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
Okay. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Fucking hate this place we live in. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to.
No.
I want to punch you. You talk about it. Oh my God.
Take him out behind the gym. That seems to be the general
Johnny
consensus.
Depp, like, just down a peg, down a peg, down a peg.
He worked his way up. He's got to go back down.
Come on. I mean, like, the guy's been through a lot. You can't blame him for, just wanting
His
to.
wife shit in his bed. Come on.
Yeah, for Christ's sakes. His wife, he showed up from a hard day's worth of work.
I mean, assassinate Amber Heard, not say you want to assassinate the president.
Yes.
You fuck stick.
Maybe he just wanted to, maybe he knew there was a, movie coming out about John Wilkes Booth. He's just like, imagine it. It would do so well. Okay, so let's get to what everyone wants to talk about, and that's what happens there. So how did you guys know? How did you guys find out?
How did I find out?
I woke up from a nap. To my mother-in-law texted me, sending me TikTok links, and just dove right in. That's how I found out.
Was it okay? All right.
I don't know. I think I just opened my phone to something, and I was like, "What?" and started to investigate.
Was anyone surprised?
No, it was you. It was you in the chat. That's what brought my attention. I was like, "Say what?"
Not surprised though when you see
No,
it.
no.
I mean, you're like, your curiosity is indeed piqued.
Yes.
But not surprised. At this point, you were just sort of curious of what the outcome was. So I woke up from a nap, and my beautiful girlfriend was like, "No, you need to wake up. Donald Trump just got shot at." And it was like 10 minutes after it happened. I'm like, "Oh, that's indeed worth waking up to." And so, like, I went to the live on YouTube, and I just rewound it 10 minutes to see what had happened. And I was going to we'll just play the shooting sequence here, so everyone sort of gets an idea. I mean, everyone's seen this. We're not kidding you. But
y'all take naps.
We want to watch it. Yeah.
Take a look at what happened.
I thought we were going to get out of that goat free.
No,
we were all sleeping.
It was the antidepressants that just kicked in.
Oh, is that what you call whiskey?
I was just.
All right, so
thinking
it
the
looks
same
like he
thing.
swats a mosquito, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It looks like a mosquito swat. Yeah, Jake Sillenberg with a okay. Can we move on? The president has been shot at.
Let it go.
And you know what? I had like a delicious lunch, and I just wanted to. Okay. Now I think. See his elbow right there? I think he got another shot into his jacket right there.
I love how long it took the Secret Service to fucking jump in there.
Mad Fiddler with an interesting question. We're going to get to it. But is it what type of psyop are we talking about? That's such a broad, it's such a broad thing. Let's narrow it down a little bit. First of all, this part I think is all real. I don't think any of this is doctored.
I don't know, the Secret Service though, like they were so late to the game.
Now, there's another video that we posted on X where you can see that a photographer gets to the back right-hand side of this stage, back left-hand if you're looking at here, and the Secret Service guy pops up and goes to usher him out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the first shot rings out. But it's not just Secret Service. I mean, it is, but it's just not these guys. And still, it's what, 3 seconds?
Yeah.
3 seconds, I think. Or no, not 3 seconds. It's probably like 2 or 3 seconds, I think.
There's definitely a delay.
I mean, I'm not getting there, but these guys should have been able to get there. And we're going to go into, what we saw for staff over here, because that's interesting as well. So at this point, nobody knows if Trump is just dead, Go Hawks.
And the sad part is all this chaos is happening, and then the person that caught one behind Trump, there's just everyone's kind of fixated. No, maybe not everyone, because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But it's you can
you can see 4 or 5 people right where it happened are realizing it, but everyone in front is. You gotta remember, everyone has just figured out it's shots fired and that Trump's been hit, right? And that the Secret Service is just all over him, laying on top of him.
Besides
right?
the lesbian in the back, she's hiding.
Yeah. So no one knows what's going on. Is he dead? Right there. If that's not the most Donald Trump thing to say.
Yeah.
No. These are nice shoes. These are the best shoes. I'm not leaving the shoes. I saw one person be like, no, he's dignified. Nah, he probably paid a lot of money for those shoes.
Yeah.
He ain't walking barefoot. Now, right there, I saw him holding the red hat, and I thought it was blood at first. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's not good.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
what I thought, too.
Oh, finally, the 6'4" guy gets in front of him. And then, and we haven't seen a moment like that in America since 1900 with Theodore Roosevelt. Where Theodore Roosevelt gets shot in the middle of a speech and then finishes his speech. Yeah, this is, what the hell? What the hell's going on? He is amped up, dude. That is adrenaline
movement.
He is fucking. He could fucking climb up into 1,000 airplanes. Fight. Oh, and then the crowd's chanting USA while the guy's brains are bleeding out.
Yeah, damn it.
Counting down my life.
Oh, okay. Let's kill him down there. All right. Let's see. Matt, Jake Sillenberg comes in with a comment. Notice the size comparison from Trump to the guards. Yes. And I mean, we can show a little bit of that because that's like, it's very odd on like what did you count, like 3 females?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
And I'm not like, listen, I'm not like, this is not a woman hate show, as many
No.
people are like, but I don't expect a woman to be able to cover how tall is Trump? 6'3", 6'4"?
He's decently tall, and
Let's see.
I'm
Yeah.
5'5", 5'5.5", something like that. There's no way. Like
That's like the tallest one
He's
looked like
6'3".
5'6".
he's
6'3".
6'3".
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that tall. Damn.
Yeah. And okay, then there's this. I can't remember who shared this video. Right. So they're commenting about one's fidgeting with her sunglasses during this, and the other one can't holster a gun. Yes.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Spit on it.
Hop to that thing.
Sunglasses. Put them on. All right. Straighten the jacket.
Who paid you, lady? Come on.
What is it? DEI? What is that? The thing that's
well, in this, that's crazy because Elon Musk, I don't know if you followed him on Twitter, he's gone nuts.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is always like, I've fully endorsed Donald Trump. The Democrats are the assassination party. He's just, he called out the head of the Secret Service, who was a manager of security for PepsiCo before she got her job as head of the Secret Service.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Like, the shooter, okay, so the shooter is only 150 yards away, a football field and a half.
Yeah.
I was curious about the comparison. Thank you.
More and more come out too of like, bystanders seeing him and I just, it doesn't feel good, doesn't sound good, like with more and more details coming out
What do you
about
mean?
this whole situation. Just with, like with the way the Secret Service, dropped the ball on this. Like, I sent in those 2 screenshots, but they're talking like a lot of the bystanders noticed the guy up there or getting up there with the rifle and everything and alerted people, and nobody, there was such a delay of reaction to fucking the Secret Service is gonna, it's like that Joe Biden clip. Remember last week where like, the black girl gets skipped over. You and I talked. They're gonna put people in places. They're gonna know who's around. They're gonna know everything about it because that's their job. Like, they plan months and months and months and months in advance for all of this. The Super Bowl, these events, everything entailed. Like the Secret Service, they have their hand in all of this. And for this to fucking get bamboozled the way it did is,
Suspicious.
Super suspicious.
Well, and we've got a couple of videos of the witnesses from that, and the one you were just talking about. Play a little bit of it, just get everyone caught up.
Inside the event, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw. So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but.
I also want to point out that the establishment hates gingers. Right? I'm just gonna throw it out there. Throughout history,
Is that his real hair?
No.
Julius Caesar was a ginger. Napoleon Bonaparte was a ginger. George Washington was a ginger. And now Donald Trump, who had to get through life dyeing his hair, is now openly ginger. And this is what happens. And you guys may laugh, but you don't understand.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're.
Now this sounds like very rural Pennsylvania, where they're just like, hey, we don't want to go in there, but we can get hang out outside, listen to it, drink beer, and have a good time. Because you probably couldn't drink beer inside the event.
Yeah.
So they're chilling out on the high ground off to the side of the stadium to come listen because they can hear them. And then they see this skinny dude climbing up the building.
We're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this.
Okay. All right. We'll pause his interview because I want to go I want to sort of do like chronological order here too. This one is of what he's talking about. So he's pointing at the dude on the roof, and then the snipers that are supposedly overlooking Trump see him, right? And it's all recorded. Let me see where I can find. Yeah, right there. Yeah, snipers didn't shoot. Yeah, right here. So this is like timestamps, 7 minutes before the shooting.
Left office. That was the lowest.
Already looking down scope, 42 seconds before shot.
Point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of.
This is supposedly the same time where the guy is yelling, those people outside the, and we've got video of that where you can see him army crawling up the roof line.
Border Patrol, take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to.
The fact that he was talking about illegal immigration, you could say it saved lives.
Really see something.
I guess it's sort of a draw.
That said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, you can see right there. I mean, they had him in sights. I don't know. What do you guys think?
For several minutes, supposedly.
Right. I saw something about the head of Secret Service wouldn't let him take the shot.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yep. There's been supposedly an anonymous release into 4chan.
Yeah.
That the sniper identifies who he is and says that he saw him and had him in sights for 3 minutes.
Yes.
And was not given the command to shoot. And then when he does take the shot, he shoots back. And according to this anonymous, letter, which we're all dancing, off of theories, but I mean, I don't know how else you would release this information.
Yeah.
He said that he was thrown into, he was arrested. He was arrested for not following commands, and then was released later that the next day.
Really?
Yes. For disobeying a superior officer's order, or however that goes. I don't, and maybe people have heard other things, but that is the latest, belief right now.
Is that he shot anyways? Like he shot without being told to?
Yes. Yep, and that's what they threw him in jail for because he didn't follow through on standing down.
So he wasn't in on it. Got it.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, who knows right now?
Yeah. Yeah, that is the tough part.
We all can see that they have sight on it.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, what are people saying? In your little circles.
I haven't really talked to anybody, to be honest with you, about it. Nobody's, which is odd. Nobody's brought it up. Nobody's really said anything about it. Some people are all about it, and some people are just like, is he alive?
I've only really had the chance to talk to coworkers about it, and only one really seems to give a shit. But she got really sad today because the guy, the one person, the one fatality in the whole situation is a retired fire chief.
Yep.
And he died protecting his daughter from the bullets that were supposed to be for Trump. Now, if that story is true, it is super sad because she got a little emotional about it, and I get it. But I have yet to get emotional about it because I don't know if it's true. Because of course, like honestly, who else would die in the event of an assassination but a retired fire chief trying to protect his daughter from these flying bullets? Like, what can make it more dramatic? What could get him more votes? Not that I want him to be president, even outside of this, but I'm just saying.
Well, they said he showed up at 6:30 in the morning with his family, and that's how he got those seats there.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and like it
But
could be
it's
true.
also, I mean, I've seen that too, where people are bringing up, the upside down American flag as he raises his fist, and I mean, there's a lot of odd things going about. We got our first caller, Lobo Fish. What are your thoughts on the assassination attempt?
Well, I think we've got ourselves in a situation here where the whole Secret Service is being exposed. I think that director is not qualified to be there. Those snipers weren't given the authority to shoot on sight. The police that were being told that they see a guy up on the roof were not told where to call to get Trump off the stage. And we're just dang lucky he did not get killed yesterday, because it was just shows how the Secret Service has been hiring people that aren't qualified. Anybody could walk out on that stage and look at sight lines of where a rifle could be and make sure those surfaces are cleared. And that's just Gomer Pyle. And it caught up with them. It's probably been happening at rally after rally. And here we go. We almost got him killed, and it's scary. So
it was close. I mean, it got, and
man,
I know everyone's seen that bullet on his chest. Yeah. Underneath his, forward towards his belly there, and if you watch that video, like he goes from like holding his ear to like tucking in his elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure he felt it. You're gonna, even if you wear a vest, you're gonna feel that. The crazy thing I saw today was the fact that he just turned his head just enough. If he would have kept it the way he was talking, it would have went right through his forehead. Like, just very interesting. Like,
helps when you're shippy, when you're talking.
I don't want to think that this is all planned and everything, because that would just, that hurt my feelings a little bit. But the more and more shit that just comes out is, this spider web is huge.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm blown away that the people that weren't at the red-haired guy talking how they were just for minutes on end calling people, watching this guy, and I'm sure 911 was getting filled up, and nothing's getting to the stage to get Trump off the stage. first off, and then also you can see that sniper's hands are
both of them.
Their hands are tied. They should be told, you see a gun, you shoot on sight. I mean, they should have the authority to do that. It's clear. That's a just clear lack of leadership, and we've got someone at the top of this thing that's not qualified to be there. It's some sort of DEI hire, and it's crumbling.
Is this when you have sort of seen how this is developing, and there's still more to develop? Do you have this feeling that you're going to? Oh my God, Lobo, it's killing me there. Background noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me
Go yell at someone. There you go.
The crazy part is like, I bet inside of you want to like climb up there and fucking beat that guy or get him down maybe, but then on the other half of it, you think if your head clears the top of the building or the roof, that you're gonna catch one in the fucking noggin for trying to be a good Samaritan. So then it's that wrestle with fate kind of thing. You're like, oh well, I'll do my part and tell the cops and scream and kind of point like, hey, there's somebody up there, because you don't want to take the chance. If all this was a play on wheels here, you don't want to be like, oh, well, that person's unaccounted for, and they take out the wrong person,
Right.
Well, and here, like, let's say I hate entertaining it because no one is good enough just to shoot an earlobe off. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, when you watch the video and, I don't know. I mean, like, and at the same time, like, let's say it's the implication that okay, let's go this. What is the implication that it's staged? Like, who is staging it? Who's the stager?
Who? I don't know, but it's Trump's gonna win. Like, end of story. Like,
So-
if Trump doesn't win this election, I'll be fucking floored and eat my foot. Like, end of story.
Well, we
Well,
know one thing.
That's why I
Thomas
brought
Cook-
up what?
I said, well, we know at least Thomas Crook is gonna fucking vote for Biden.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, I
Even
mean,
though he's
it's
registered
so
Republican.
it benefits Trump, right?
It
That
does.
someone
Mhm.
shot at him, right?
Did he?
That was
really get his
my
ear shot
2
off?
cents was when I went down my what ifs and so whats. It was like, okay, if you pull this bitch out of left field, okay, Trump sets all this up, down to how he turns his head, down to just everything, to a T. You're gonna have America. You're gonna have everybody rally so far behind him that when the Democrats try to pull off, this voter fraud and all this fucking free votes for the illegals that are coming in and everything else, this was their one solid point to be like, listen, this just happened here. We could if we lose this thing, there is definitely voting fraud and some fucking scandal cheating going on. And I brought that up. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it wouldn't be surprising in this game of chess that we play here that, hey, if I do this and it goes off seamlessly, then we have something really good to stand on for when they want to pull their bullshit of, him getting his ass wiped in, different states and everything else, again, with the voting fraud and all that. This is your one up in a way, just to protect yourself.
But did they pull it off seamlessly? Like, I watched that video so many times, and from the jump, like, you hear the gunshots, and then Trump grabs his ear, and he looks at his hand, and then he grabs his ear again, and he's like, oh, I gotta get down. So then he gets down, and then Secret Service is like, oh, he's down. Now we have to jump on him. And it's like,
It's way down, yeah.
from the back of
Well-
that stage, there's nobody on that stage with him. Why is there nobody on that stage with him? There's always imminent threat, always. Secret Service knows this. Why is there absolutely nobody on the stage with him? And then
So,
it's like you guys said, there's 3 females.
so you're thinking this is foul play
Oh yeah.
from? I think it goes deeper than the Secret Service. I think she just enacted. She's just a yes head.
Hmm.
She asks up her chain, and they tell her, nah, yeah,
Yeah.
no,
She's the same person with Biden that has been denying requests for more Secret Service help for Donald
RFK
Trump and
Jr.
RFK Jr. Both of them.
And we've followed that on Phantom Facts for what now? 5-6 months. Yeah. So I mean, it's a Lobo. Is your background good?
Hey, is my sound better, guys?
Yeah, 10 times better, bud. What's your feeling when you watched this? I mean, did you find about it pretty quickly yesterday when it happened, or?
Yeah, my son was looking at his phone on Twitter, and he said they just tried to shoot Trump. So maybe we'd seen it after we knew he wasn't dead. So it was probably a 20-30 minutes, but it shook me up. I remember, I would think I was in 3rd grade when Reagan got shot, and I just remember it. I wasn't shaken up, like I didn't really understand what was going on, but yesterday it felt different because we were hearing all this conspiracy stuff, and by today, I'm thinking this is just a nut job that exists in the world. I don't think he was a high level put up to anything. I just think he's crazy. They're out there, and I just it just shows the Secret Service is not where it needs to be. So in some ways it feels a little bit better, like this wasn't a JFK thing that we find out years later is.
Okay, I mean,
yeah, so
I
that's what I was
thinking
thinking
about-
yesterday.
I was thinking about the JFK assassination and how this, what's his name? Crooks, something Crooks? What's that his
Yes.
name? Michael Crooks?
Tom
Thomas Michael Crooks.
Matthew. Tom
Or
Matthew.
Yeah. Anyways, either way,
Matthew.
who is this kid but possibly a Lee Harvey Oswald?
Oh
I'm like,
my God! I am so glad you asked that question
I've
because
been
I
thinking about
just
that all day.
I just so happened to have found the mainstream media has finally come out with their assessment of Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Federal investigators are delving into Crooks' history. He's being described as a highly intelligent loner who somehow had a secret.
And if you guys catch a point in here during this, feel free to stop and just comment freely.
Plan to kill the former president. Police say they found suspected bomb-making material in Crooks' car and evacuated 2 square blocks in Bethel Park while searching his parents' home. That's where we find KDKA lead investigator.
My first thought here is Columbine vibes.
Yes.
A little bit of Columbine vibes. Maybe it's just because I'm so geared to the whole bomb thing and they were doing that. I mean, like you could, Timothy McVeigh didn't make like a little handmade bomb. He put it all in a U-Haul truck. It just reminds me of, something. Yeah.
Investigator Andy Sheehan, who shares what he's found out about the would-be assassin. And Andy, what can you tell us?
Well, Erica, news that Thomas Crook was behind this assassination attempt comes as a shock to this quiet Bethel Park neighborhood. Tonight, he remains a puzzle to federal investigators and his former classmates.
So, graduated last year. So we get to learn a little bit about what type of person the kids thought he was.
Thomas Crooks.
To a smattering of applause, Thomas Matthew Crooks, who failed in his assassination attempt on former President Trump, is seen here graduating from Bethel Park High School 2 years ago. News of his brazen act comes as a shock to his former classmates.
Anyone who knew him, close or not, it was just not something that we would have ever seen coming.
Described as a highly intelligent student who excelled in advanced placement classes in both history and math, former classmate Summer Barkley said he was quiet, kept to himself, but was always with the ready answer.
Everyone kind of knew him as the kid that knew everything. So everything we would always joke, say, I bet Thomas knows the answer to this question. If we don't, Thomas knows it.
Like, you could look at him and you would be like, something's a little off.
Though Barkley said Crooks did have a few friends, others described him as a loner with an odd demeanor who was picked on by other students.
He did sit alone at lunch. Like, he was always alone. I mean, he was bullied every day.
Crooks.
Paint us a beautiful narrative, why don't we, of the bullied kid who wants to take out Daddy Trump. Shut the fuck up.
Where else have we heard the bullied argument? Right?
It's everywhere.
Okay.
Columbine, Aurora, fucking Florida. Every single one of these motherfuckers is some bullied, picked on, messed with person.
I'm gonna show you now.
That's also known as just living, getting through high school and living life.
Exactly.
It's existing on the planet.
It used to be that, but I think it goes deeper than that, and I'm going to get to why, because he was bullied, but we need to go over who his parents were.
Oh.
And his parents were both behavioral psychologists.
Oh, Jesus.
And now what I find absolutely fascinating is that I could not, under any circumstance, find anything about his books that he published. And so I had to go to Bing AI to just type in, hey, what books did this guy publish? And they're like, oh, he did this book and this book and this book, all relationship advice. Both parents Jewish, Scottish Jewish. It's very interesting.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Where do you find that in the supermarket?
Right, I'm like,
Was that they're the family of William Schmidt? I'm sorry, that's
that was legit.
yeah.
Where's your hotkey for that?
It's the real question is, where haven't you heard the bully argument? Absolutely. Great question or comment, observation. It's everywhere. Every time someone gets, shot up or, killed or kills themselves, there's always this narrative. Well, he was bullied. I'm not saying bullying isn't an issue, but
Oh no, it's just like the whole triggered situation. I've been triggered. I was bullied. I don't know. My feelings matter.
well, and I don't want to spend, because we have hammered this before, but I do want to show. You're gonna have to give me a second here because there we go. I'm gonna share this a couple pages here. All right. This is just a data bank of SSRI. So those are antidepressant drugs, use and withdrawal associated suicides, murders, and assaults. A collection of 4,800 plus news stories from the International Coalition of Drug Awareness in 2014. All right. And it goes through all these references here of people and what they were diagnosed with and the medication they were prescribed. And then this is from the Vigilant Fox on X. Do SSRI antidepressant cause mass shootings? This is a great little picture. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. 1989, Prozac killed 8, wounded 12. 98, same year, killed 4, wounded 25. Of course, Columbine, 25 wounded. And then behind all of these people's names is all of the medication they were on at the time. So
interesting.
So is you can't tell me. I mean, you could tell me by, showing me his medical records, I guess, but it does seem to me like definitely this kid has got to be medicated at some level.
Yeah.
So look how young most of them were. Like I've watched documentaries where they talk about mostly little girls where they start to go through the change. They hit puberty and then they get sad. Girls go through that. It's a curse on who we are, what we are. And the parents instantly put them on Prozac, and most of those girls ended up committing suicide because the Prozac's supposed to help, but it does nothing but make it worse because their chemicals are changing. Their brain, their body, everything is changing. Prozac's not doing anything but affecting those chemicals poorly. Antidepressants, stuff like that, they need to, they just need to not. If that's something like when you're 25 and your brain is fully developed and you're still feeling those ways, maybe you can figure something out. But
Well, parents who believe in, behavioral science, and the psychology behind it, we don't know. We know that both the mom was registered Democrat. The father, there's a discussion between Democrat or Libertarian. And then now what you may see, I have seen a couple angles taken here, but you may see that Tom Crook was registered a Republican at time of death. A couple interesting things about that, and this could lead us down a whole wormhole, is the sniveling snake Nikki Haley and her best friend, the military industrial complex and Boeing, whom she, as governor, transferred all of Boeing manufacturing to her state and provided cheap non-union labor, which, destroyed the, integrity of these planes, allegedly. Yes. No, I think they've lost their lawsuit. I think we can legally say that now.
Yeah.
I think they had to pay up. So, there's this whole angle with Nikki Haley. This kid was well, let's see here. I got this. Did you see he was in a commercial the prior year?
Oh, yeah,
His senior
BlackRock.
year? Yeah. What are the odds?
The BlackRock commercial.
Right? What are the odds that this kid shows up in a commercial for a high school a year before? I mean, I just crazy. David Hogg.
Is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and honors economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school.
There he is.
Hey.
It's...
He looks like a good shot with them fucking glasses on.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just, what are the odds?
Did anyone the stuff I was seeing this guy today on maybe X, maybe I'm getting the wrong information, but he was like unhinged, angry.
Yeah.
Just looked like needed, in the 50s, they would have had him in a funny farm in a straitjacket.
Yeah.
And that's before Prozac, and that's not the answer either. I'm not saying that's the answer, but it seems like the whole nation in the last 20, 30 years have gone to chemicals and drugs. In the 50s, they would have this dude under
fucking lock and key.
Yeah.
I think this is the video you're referring to here. That I've seen.
Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls! Say that one more time. Republican throat! Slash fascist throat! Death to fascism!
Yeah, and didn't he get kicked out of his gun club or school gun club and all that? I mean, yeah, everything I was seeing today was this motherfucker was a loose cannon. And
he couldn't.
Go ahead.
It didn't look like he's the type of guy that could hold a job, get along with people, cooperate with deep throat. So I'm hoping this is a lone wolf. It's still bad that a person lost their life, but if he's just the guy that I was mentioned, Reagan, the guy that shot Reagan was trying to get Jodie Foster's attention. He was totally just off on his own planet, and I'm hoping this guy is just an angry guy, and there's not like Sunshine saying, I hope it's not the tip of some iceberg we're not seeing.
Well, we just aren't going to know for some time.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, because it's there's going to be the official narrative that's going to come out over the next probably, they're already forming it, come a Monday morning in the daily talk shows and the nightly talk shows, we'll see how they want to propagandize this, and they've brought Biden out 3 times now to say something. Once yesterday after everyone bitched for an hour and a half. Well, where's Biden? Biden, stumbles out of his house in Delaware. And then he flies to the White House and gives a press conference that lasts 3 minutes and then proceeds to shuffle away with Kamala Harris almost like smirking the entire time. It's,
all those fucking AOC, like she was one of the biggest ones that wanted to take away all of Trump's Secret Service team. And she, like, all she needs to do is dump out her big old heavies. Nobody cares what the fuck she has to say, but she was just like, oh, Trump, we're so sorry. We love you. And it's like, bitch, you tried to get his whole team taken away from him. Like, what do you mean you're out here fucking giving your condolences and saying you're sorry? Like, just do Playboy already and make us all happy.
Oh, okay, all right. You fucking, I get it. Well, here's the thing. I think there is a legitimate fear that he almost died yesterday on the left side. Yes, and I'll show you a couple of reasons why. Because I'm already starting to see posts like this all over TikTok and Twitter too, as well. And this is people are going out and finding people who are like, oh, like it was, you've seen the memes about guy had one job, all those type of ones. Well, now there's this lashback going on.
Darcy Waldron, yeah? Okay, from Cayuga. And you think that the shooter should have been a better shot? Is that what you posted on Facebook?
I am at work.
You think that the shooter should have been a shooter, huh?
I am at work.
Yeah, I think that's pretty messed up. Pretty anti-American, if you ask me. As a veteran, I'm disgusted. What have you provided to this country?
Nothing.
And
wow.
And you're seeing a lot of people do this. And then the news media got an immediate reaction after all this. And it's interesting. They cut feed to everything after Trump is loaded into the the presidential wagon or whatever it is. Yeah. And wagon. Yes. I've been in North Dakota too long. Help me.
It's an old sedan station wagon. Lay him down in the back.
But they cut their feeds right afterwards, and it's hard to see anyone recording because I know they're getting shuffled out at this point. But you do, in the very early clips before the feed is cut on ABC and NBC, you start seeing people immediately after Trump drives away turn around to the press line, and you can see this line right here on this video. That the extended camera tripods up there, and all the news agencies lined up in a row, and they're all lined up behind this crowd. And this crowd starts to turn around. And you see a lot. You see a lot of that, and further down the crowd. This is the side shot. Eventually
The
And
guy's
I
up
don't.
there just like, motherfucker, I'm just trying to do my job. Like, are you
I remember
shitting?
someone else that used to say that. It was like, I don't know, 90 years ago. I think they all like went to this place in like Belgium, didn't they? And
I
just
think you're
sort of,
right.
was it Belgium they went to? And they just were like, just doing my job. Just doing my job. Just causing mass mayhem. And I'm hearing people now say, like, we got to go after the head of Comcast, like, throwing names. There's doxing. It's not good. It's and all I can think of in my mind is what happens if he dies?
Yeah.
What happens if he dies there? Is that just, I mean, do we believe that there will be no longer an assassination attempt on Donald Trump for the rest of the election?
Mm,
I feel like if there is, then all of my thoughts are wrong, which is fine and kind of terrifying. But if there's not,
What are your thoughts, Sunshine?
oh, I think it's a ruse. I really do.
By
I am
who?
not convinced that this was an actual attempt.
This is
It's like you said, nobody out there is good enough to graze an ear. I slightly disagree, but it's pretty easy for Trump to get down and slam something on his ear that makes it look like blood.
so. This is a ruse by Donald Trump.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, that's what your thoughts are right now. That's it.
Right.
That's your belief. This is a podcast for the curious mind, and that is a very, very curious thought.
Yeah.
So don't be defensive. It's okay, right?
don't be
You're not
shy.
gonna. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's like I said, I watched that clip so many times, and
It's interesting.
in my opinion, Trump's not a very good actor. Neither is the fucking Secret Service. It just doesn't make sense to me for there to be absolutely nobody up there on that stage with him.
And then the guy that died in the stands.
See, like, have we talked, or has there been anybody talked to the people that were around him?
Okay, so yes, there has been, and
Okay.
I'll show it to you here because that's a very good question. And I did go over it. So this is, and this is graphic, guys. So
Yeah, there was a doctor that was tending to the wounded person that was pretty knowledgeable about wounds.
yeah, black doctor. So maybe not as credible. I understand how racist people are in Western South Dakota. So let's.
Just trying to figure out if you're okay, what's going on, was he shot, was he wounded? Then we heard him on the microphone, Shannon, saying, let me grab my shoes as they tried to take him off. So we're just trying to figure out what happened.
And then, I mean, I feel like all I want to show, but there is like the doctor's testimony, the people who got blood splatter from his brains on them, because
How
it was
they're
a head.
just dragging him out there like that. I mean, fuck,
know.
put some respect on it.
I
Jesus
know.
fuck.
That's at first people thought he was the shooter, like not in the stands, but they thought, on camera, and everyone like turned there on the upper right corner. So, let's see. I think that was the only video I had of that. But I mean, like, let's say whatever the fact, we know someone died for sure, and we know two other people got shot through their like arms.
Yeah.
Those things are like those are the facts. Like they're actually like someone died. His name was Corey, something Italian. I mean, like it feels almost like a Sandy Hook vibe
Yeah.
I'm getting. Like, but the exact opposite way around.
I just find it super convenient that the guy that died is
Some
a
hero.
retired fire chief that was protecting his daughter, and like those guys get like serious funerals the way it is. It's not some Joe Schmo that retired from, the hardware store a couple of months ago that You know what I mean?
But
Like
what
it's
does that play
never.
up to? What, who, and what? Why does that benefit anything? That
It
you
makes
kill a retired fire chief or whatever he was. I don't.
because he died a hero.
Oh, okay.
He was already a hero that died saving his daughter at a Trump rally. That
Now
just makes
this
you know.
guy like is the same guy that I follow. I don't know if you follow Cat Turd on Twitter, but he was an active member of that whole little meme community for I think like since like 2018, maybe later. And his last post was to Cat Turd on Twitter. I don't know, like the day before. So
Yeah.
The fire chief?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. In fact, well, let me play this video here. This is let me see here.
That's very interesting. I don't know, but I mean, he's
This
still
Corey
coming, right?
Campatora thing is
This is you have to look on our X page there, Phantom Society, to find out who originally posted this. My apologies.
heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. He was one of us. It could have been you. It could have been me. It was a MAGA man. He was just like us. I found his Twitter, and he literally, the man's last tweet was that he was going to the Trump rally in Butler, and he was talking to Cat Turd. I was looking through his account. He talked to me. He interacted with my account, Gunther Eagleman's account. He was a patriot. He was a red-blooded American patriot. I mean, my God, he was us. He was literally you. We're at the point in America, put this in your mind, where me and you can be killed simply for going to see a man speak about making the country great again. What is this? How is this?
All right. I mean, we get it. So anyway, I mean, there is a Twitter trail of him. So it's not just like the shooter who has, for some reason, chosen never to be a part of social media. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I feel like we have a Pitbull Super candidate of the week associated to this. Maybe lighten up the mood here. Let's see here. Good news. There we go.
Pitbull Super. You want to go hard like a dog? You want to go hard like a dog, Big Daddy? Not just any dog. Hard like a pit bull. Oh, yeah. Then you need Pitbull Super. Go get yourself some Pitbull Super.
Warning. Not to be used in hotel orgies with your friends. Side effects may include splitting penis or exploding penis, resembling a shotgun blast.
Pitbull Super, you stud. Try it now.
Pitbull Super candidate of the week goes to our very own CNN correspondent, Wolf Blitzer.
If someone is shot with a bullet that pierces the upper part of your right ear, wouldn't that bullet also continue onto someone's skull and create a much more dangerous situation?
So that's a great question, Wolf. And
it is not a great question.
So it, like grazes his ear and
shot with a bullet that pierces.
Has he ever held a gun?
I don't think so.
Now, if someone is shot with a bullet that pierces the upper part of your right ear, wouldn't that bullet also continue onto someone's skull and create a much more dangerous situation?
So that's a great question.
What's that movie with Angelina Jolie where they like curve the bullet?
Oh yeah,
and it goes in a circle.
Wanted. Is it Wanted?
Yeah. Is that what Wolf thinks?
Yeah.
Now we do have another candidate for Pitbull Super of the week. This is a guy terrorizing the streets of Chicago.
Fucking nutted on my fucking leg! You go to hell, bitch!
wipe it off. Get on with your day.
What?
There's a tyrant running across.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how oblivious do you have to be, though, to just stand there? Unless he's a quick trigger dude where it's like 1 or 2 strokes. But, I mean, you got to be standing there looking at, like, stovetop or cereal for quite some fucking time, you know, just to not hear, you know, like, what are we doing here?
How do they get their fucking phones going so fast? Like, seriously.
It's beautiful. Beautiful breakdown of society. All sorts of great, weird
Fucking
stories
people.
coming up.
They got their Snapchat going so fast, it's unreal. It's like gunslingers back in the day.
Speaking of weird stories.
That's weird.
This is happening. Apparently, we have all been playing tic-tac-toe wrong our entire life. There's been one rule that no one's played, and this is breaking news to start off the month of July. What's that one rule? You are only allowed 3 X's or 3 O's. Any more, you have to remove one out of the field of play for tic-tac-toe. Only 3 ticks, only 3 tacks. That is how you win a toe, a 3 in a row that ends the game. The way this was discovered was because of TikTok Shop of all.
Okay. All right. Did you know this about TikTok? Tic-tac-toe?
No. That's a pretty boring game if that's the case.
Wait, the other option is that everyone just runs out of spaces and you start all over again.
Yeah.
You know? No one's excited about this?
No.
You know what? I was astounded.
I feel like okay, that's an interesting new way to play, but that is not a rule. It's not a rule.
All right. I didn't know you guys were so attached.
I'm like, that makes no sense. In my 42 years of life, like.
Okay. All right. I get it. All right. I get it. You gotta rub
Tic-tac-toe would
I get it.
It would go on for 2 or 3 hours if we're doing this. 3 ticks and 3 tacks. You could until one person falls asleep.
It's all about getting the toe. All right. You know, I sort of feel like Kamala trying out an electric car for the first time.
So is it plugged into just a normal electric socket, right?
Yes. Normally it's a 240 volt, but you can go ahead and plug in and.
As an electrician, that's explained electricity to a unsuspecting homeowner. I know that went right over her head. She had no clue what 240 volts.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. There we are.
That's it.
And there's no sound or fume.
There is nothing.
Yeah.
And that's
So
all there
for
is
all of
to
us who
it.
are used
No sound or fume.
to filling our tank,
She's holding on to it.
you usually can smell it and
go with the
you can hear
dick.
it. You can hear the guzzling sound.
Right.
None of that.
None of
so
that.
how do I know it's actually
Oh
working?
my
I
goodness.
mean, to be fair, she's held on to things to advance her career, so this is pretty normal.
It is. So typically, once you wave the card, it's
She's looking at the fill-up meter. She's like, all right, now when do I pull it out?
it's actually
Is it gonna
charging.
click?
So
But
that's,
how would I know that? Tell me how I would know that.
So typically,
She's like, all right, how do I explain this?
excuse me.
Yeah.
Does Kamala need him to add a smell to electricity so she can tell it's flowing?
Authenticate, and then the light turns green.
Liberal.
Right.
God, she's an idiot.
No, don't. You know, she became vice president. You know, you got to give her. I mean, look
respect
at.
her.
Listen, is her on the field, you know, interacting with normal people, not great at. Okay, but watch how she speaks to a group of elites who, you know, are really more on her educational level.
Brings me
Huge
to
difference.
May 30th, 2020.
Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center.
This is before all the astronauts at the NASA Center. Kennedy, I don't know where.
They suited up. They waved to their families, and they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped in to their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched.
She is so stoned. She is so stoned right now. This woman took like 3 gummies on accident.
Yeah, they did.
I've never seen this.
It's like story time at the library.
Yeah, that's what I was
They
thinking.
did.
If you were to pan around, it's a bunch of 6-year-olds she's talking to, or 3-year-olds.
No, it's like 50 and 60-year-olds.
They launched.
This also, we're sitting here making fun of her, but maybe it's been whenever someone needs something done and they have to get Joe Biden's actual signature, they send her to talk to him. And she's been so oppressed learning how to speak to Joe Biden that she can't snap out of it when she's in the public eye anymore. Listen, if you think about it that way.
Yeah, they did.
Kamala, tell me what you're gonna say.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that makes sense now that you spin it that way. Like,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of checks out.
It's a hot take by Phantom Fact Society.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I can follow you there.
I think we'll leave the killing of 500,000 owls in Oregon for later.
Excuse me?
it's Biden and his team.
Do we need to talk about it? Do we need to talk? Biden
With the
has.
Trump assassination, like I haven't heard anything about this.
Isn't that interesting?
Right.
This beloved party that would never try to kill a former president who is going to blow out their opponent. I think this is proof that they are capable of cruel and evil things. Trump, owls. I mean, could you just go out there and kill a bunch of owls?
It's too much wisdom. Can't kill all that wisdom.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Wildlife Service is proposing to kill nearly 500,000 barred owls. That's the most common owl species here in New Hampshire. The goal of the proposal is to protect the threatened northern spotted owl. A group of 75 organizations wrote a letter to the Secretary of Interior last week and urged the plan be dropped, calling it reckless. The proposal says barred owls have taken over the territory of the northern spotted owls in California, Washington, and Oregon. Now, northern spotted owls could face extinction if no action is taken. A final decision on that proposal is expected in late spring or early summer.
And it has been approved. It has been approved to kill 500,000 owls because they're better at being owls.
Yes.
500,000 owls over 30 years.
Wow.
And we all know, yeah, right? So,
disgusting.
Disgusting.
That's good taxpayer money. I'm so glad. So glad. That's
Right,
what
right.
money's going
Thank you. Thank you for killing innocent creatures that. What are they doing to the other owl?
They're picking on him pretty much.
No, it's not that
eating all the mice.
they're just better at being owls. So
I'm like,
they
they
live
don't
in small.
attack each other.
No. They just get all the food
No,
before the big,
oh.
fat, lazy, hippie
Right.
owls of Oregon can get to them.
Sorry, they got the rat first. Get it together, spotted owl, you bitch. I don't know.
Have you guys heard of this this company called Act Blue? There's
Act
one
what?
Act Blue. Right. So this is just like a little interesting wormhole I discovered here at the last minutes of the show. But this is a corporation of which the supposed shooter, which is like believed. So we'll just go with official narrative. Donated $15 to.
Oh God.
Well, $15, which is just interesting because that's just enough to leave your name in the, So let's take a look at their website page here. I gotta grab. See, this is going so well here. I can't talk and do things. This is why I suck.
What's it called? Act Blue?
Act Blue. Yes.
Huh.
Small dollars, big change. And it's a donation company. So they collect all of these different causes on the back end, right? And then they project them out on social media and so on and so forth, saying little YouTube clips saying, oh, this is cause we're going after today, donate some money. And then this is the head of Act Blue, the CEO.
It's when you're working on something that's for everyone. That's when you're working on something that's most important. I'm Regina Wallace Jones.
Did that not sound like a Kamala Harrisism? What does that mean?
Working on something that's most important. That's something that's for everyone. That's when you're working on something that's most important. I'm Regina Wallace Jones, and that's the principle that guided me as an Obama organizer. It guided me as the mayor of a town founded on Black opportunity. It guided me as an executive at the major technology companies of this country. It's the reason I'm so excited to be part of the next chapter of Act Blue.
Okay.
Yeah, this dude was not a Republican, even though he was registered as that.
Yeah.
Well, and the belief is that was during the primary when you can change your party free willy-nilly in Pennsylvania. And he voted in the primary for Nikki Haley. And there was a lot of Democrats under that direction to like switch parties and vote for Nikki Haley. And so
that's exactly what's going on there.
yeah, and so I'm going to respectfully disagree with Sunshine on that one, but we'll see. We'll see. It's good? Of course, he's going to have to. It's going to be a rockin' show these next 4 days. I mean, this is WWE. That's what my first reaction was when he raised his fist in the sky. Fight, and the crowd just went nuts. Like when they saw he was okay and not dead. I mean, that was more exhilarating than any college football play I have ever seen in my life.
We needed the Hulk Hogan. We needed the Hulk Hogan wrestling theme song.
I mean,
if it was staged, that would have been the cherry on top.
Still alive, brother.
I mean, like, even if it's not staged and that's just what happened, I mean, what the, it couldn't have been the worst assassination attempt, in history. Now, I don't know the CIA to being really bad, but that was back when it was ran by, men that knew what they were doing. And now we have nothing but DEI hires, and we see it in Boeing. We see it in all these corporations. And it only makes sense that if DEI is controlling this stuff, controlling these agencies like Act Blue, I don't know. It's great. It's not great, but we all knew it was coming. That's sort of how I feel about it.
Yep.
We all knew it was
Has anyone seen how did they get to this shooter after only 6 shots? I mean, did one of these snipers finally take him out, or did they decided how he got killed laying on that roof?
So the official narrative that is being given out right now is that he was spotted peeking, and after he fired his shots, they've returned fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see that in my man. It happened quick, and I
and
could see
you can go on our Phantom Facts, Phantom Society on X, and you can see like the entry wound and the exit wound along the backside of his neck. So and it ties in with the videos that we have on there too of him army crawling with the gun as people are pointing to him, saying there's a shooter up there. So, I mean, like you can go take, if you're not following on X, that's really the only place that you're going to get just everyone's opinion.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy that even DuckDuckGo, I couldn't find information on published books by his father that were for sale.
They cleaned it fast. They buttoned it up really quick.
Well, and what tied to the parents? Reportedly, New York Post is reporting the dad's mad as hell and is not going to say anything until they conclude their investigation, and then he'll leave a statement. So, we'll find out. Anyway, any other thoughts, or should we call it a night?
Y'all can carry on. I gotta go. So.
All right.
This
All
was
right. Well,
great.
I think that's thanks, Lobo, for coming on the show again. Always love when you call in. Yeah.
I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Huck. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control.
I go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Huck to
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is our advice to take the following steps. If exposed, remove the phone.